Are you sick of me yet? It's Aftermath the Terraformer once more, and it'll be like at least 3 more episodes before you get rid of me, and live Terraformer will be back in action. Should probably bring up the notes that I need to have, because I didn't read that somebody, no, I did read all the, did I? I feel like I forgot a name in yesterday's episode, and it was the Vanilla level by Timothy Bohr. Okay, I knew I forgot somebody. This level is called, the one playing now, not the one I was just speaking of, because I already said that name, is the Ghosts Are Scary by BlackDS. And now, I'm gonna attempt to refrain too much venom, as it may or may not be Luigi Man's level. Luigi Man, the person that he does some videos and played ASMBXT and played my level, which is exciting, because it's always exciting to see how much I anger people with my level, because it was kind of bad. But this level is just kinda... I cheated, because I couldn't figure out a Yoshi's tongue can actually go through a wall and grab a shell. That's required, but not, well, it's required in a sense. It's required twice, but then, like, that barely ever works. I had it work one time, and it depends on a very specific point of where the blue block is, and that's kind of tricky to pull off. So then you need both capes. If you lose your first cape, you're dead, basically. I don't know if this is the intended method. Like I said, I kind of saw a video because I felt lazy at this part. I probably should have figured out my own method, but I played at it for like a half hour and couldn't figure out my own method. So here's my method, waiting at a shell. So lots of red herrings, lots of little things that happen. The second half is significantly shorter than the first half, and it's significantly less confusing. Also, that little entranceway with the Yoshi, there's no capes whatsoever, so if you get here with anything but a cape, you're dead, and you may or may not just lose the cape in the process. It's my first attempt, and as you can see, I haven't cut yet. I wonder why. Probably because this section is not nearly confusing. Probably could have made some changes to the duration of this level, but I didn't. I just kind of left it intact, because I guess I'm just too lazy to do that or something, because I didn't figure out the puzzle on my first try. I know it's pretty shocking, and I apologize about the video length, but I didn't feel like doing 3 videos on it. I didn't feel like splitting it up again. So you'll just have to manage it or watch it in chunks, or, you know, write down the number at which you were. And sometimes YouTube is alright with keeping the number of where you left off, and sometimes it's not. You know, it's just kind of how it works, I guess. Yeah, that was when I realized that I had done the wrong thing. Or did I? Because I'm kind of going in the wrong direction. Or what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I didn't know that it was... Come on. There's a little indent there that shows, hey, it's there. Also gonna point out, I did not... This is the secret exit, by the way, and I did not figure out the normal exit legitly either, because I thought it was gonna be a little weirder, but it was just use the P-switch somewhere, and considering how small the area is, it was really sad of me that I looked that up, and I'm really annoyed with myself for just continually using things up, and that was exactly what I meant to say there. Looking things up is what I'm annoyed at. But anyway, yeah, don't worry, the texts, which are super important to the plot of the level, they will be shown in the outtakes, because I kind of just got too annoyed to show them off, honestly, because of that first half. The second half, there's just nothing, and it provides an ample opportunity to reset the world. And this is just a random change-up, which is fine, because it's a little bit of a preview of a spoiler to come. And also a bunch of enemies that if I put them there, the emulator would just kind of slow down to nothing. Well, no, that's not even the case. Like, 2 of them would spawn and then nothing. But about the slowdowns, because I use a little cheat, as some people call it, which I guess it kind of is, but I kind of never cared enough with the Z-SNES, with the doing the thing, and having it run quicker. But really, it's just kind of for my own sanity and for the video's sake, basically. Yep, I almost did it on my first try. Very close to doing it, but I did not. Also, you'll be excited to see how I do when we get to the boss. Eventually, we'll get there. Don't worry. But yeah, this. Wait, I showed that here? Oh, damn. I'm embarrassed. I screwed up my editing. Well, when it's one death, it kind of confuses me for some reason. This reminds me of Central Production, the World 6 Ghost House, I believe, the one with lots of water everywhere, because you gotta deal with the thing. That's a fish. I think that's pretty cool. I no damaged it. Oh man, I am so special. But I also spoiled the boss before we even actually got to it, and that's quite sad. I really wish I had not done that. And also, I guess, yeah, I do first try this. The red Koopa Sparkling Red, and it is by Kristian, who, led the collab, I believe. And yes, I like this level a whole lot, actually. It's not World 6, I tell you, it's like World 2, in my opinion, maybe even World 1 for this hack. But yeah, it's a nice level. I like the gimmick. I don't understand the gimmick, as it doesn't always work, because I have collected gold spheres that did not kill me, and I'm guessing it will show up now. So I thought I did in my first run. Maybe I did, and because I can't hear the sound effect, that I don't know. I don't remember what the music was for this. That's pretty sad. Probably because I didn't really have to edit much of it. It's more of the levels that I had to edit a whole lot that I remember the sounds. Yes, so it's just, you know, some gold strewn about. It's another one of those VIP references, but that's fine. Because that's kind of what this entire hack is, honestly. Well, that's not fair. That's only, like, what's his name's levels. Let's look, whose levels is it that does that a whole lot? I don't know. I don't know who made those levels. Oh, it was someone who made a castle, but doesn't seem to be the case. I'm gonna talk about the levels I actually played right now and not worry about it. So this one is the Below the Ice. There is GVirusG. For some reason that sounds fitting. I never really watched his videos, I guess, because by the time I realized about him and his existence, I just kind of wasn't too interested in that sort of thing. I did watch some of his Stipulation World, I remember, but this is going back a bit, so I don't remember that much, honestly. So it's kind of one of those levels that are funny in that I wanna like it or something, or it's like so bad it's good something. Or maybe I'm mostly thinking about the song used, because it's like, it sounds like it could be good, and I know I've listened to the song, I looked it up, and it was like death metal, This is also going back. I don't remember when I actually did this, but it was like all growly and screaming. Something Yapple would listen to, but not really something for me. But in the port, it sounds like it could almost be good. Yeah, I remember there's something down here. I thought it was an extra path. It is an extra path, but I just revealed what it actually is. Well, not completely. I just keep on doing that. It's the problem with post-commentary. I know everything that's abound and around the next corner. Jeez, I got like 25 more minutes of this, don't I? Yeah, I sounded like a southern boy there. A southern American boy. I don't know how southerners from other countries would sound. I don't know. Either that or Pennsylvania, but that's like only a state to the west. Spoiler if y'all didn't know where her location was. But I have family that lives in Pennsylvania, so I can make comments like that and still feel like I probably insulted somebody and feel bad and want to apologize. Yeah, that's kind of this area I don't like. Because there's a no, well, it's still kind of a blind jump. It's the next part. No, we're still not there yet, because that one was plainly saw. If you ever fireball, this part is doable. Yeah, that's how that works. If you don't know about the secret, which it's actually fine, I guess, because if you die, you find out if it's there. Well, that's kind of a bad excuse for a thing. Did we already pass where I thought? Because there was like a Koopa flying around and a Chuckles, and you gotta hit the Koopa. Oh, it's... Jeez, spoiled once again, you guys. I forgot I had an extra power-up in my box, that's why. Because I know I had the tank here to do that. But I had to get past it without taking damage. And there's another kicker, and I was like, oh crap, you respawn? You could kill me. I got lucky there, because I would have slid right into the Chuckles. We all know this. We all know the events that happen in my videos. Like dying to the end. But that's pretty much everybody, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, the second half. I like how there's a filter and there's an extra power-up, but you can skip it if you mash the swim button. And you can like get past all the powers, but you need to be small anyway, so, you know, what's the point? You can put something in your box, but... Oh hey, a required screen scroll segment that I agree with more than the next one that we'll be seeing. Once again, spoiler. Sorry. Oh, this part really is something. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be kind of like a short segment, and it's just supposed to be, like, weirdly hard, but it just doesn't feel right. I get past it without taking damage just to show, hey, it's doable. I mean, not that I died on purpose to get this far. I, in fact, needed at least one power-up, I think. Yeah. It's a section. They seem obscenely precise for, like, something that you don't have a lot of time to line up your jump. And then you have, yeah, it's gonna be there. You didn't take it slow enough, and apparently there's another disco above our head, but I got lucky and it didn't hit me. So I would have died to the bony guy if it had hit me. Probably. I'll explain why I looked it up in a few moments. Because sometimes I'll look up levels after the fact, just to say, hey, I'm curious about a section, like that, the World 5 castle I looked up because of that keyhole. So, we're getting to it, don't you worry about a thing, and yeah, that pipe doesn't even lead anywhere. I saw no screen, so I'm like, no, you couldn't seriously have a bonus game there, because that'd be the ultimate of dickish moves, but it's not even an active pipe, so that's kind of odd, I suppose. Once again, we can say, oh, this level, that door above me is completely useless. Wanna like this level, it has ideas that are good and all, but it focuses very heavy on just, here's an item, go ferry it somewhere, collect some items, and then, like, this part, I don't know, it feels the most alright, or no, not the most alright, but, like, after playing it, it felt alright, because at first I thought going down where I did was a bonus section, but it really is required, and it took me a few runs to, or it couldn't have took me a few runs, it took me like one run to figure out it was required. But yeah, this part's pretty alright. It's just some jumps with some Koopas. I have no problem with jumping on vines and Koopas. I know how to duck jump. Here, so what do? Oh, you go under here, you get a P-switch. This one's probably the one I'm most fine with. The first time, because you can kind of skip a little bit, but not really. I think it was argumentable that brought the springboard through all the way, because I brought it my first run that I was this far, which may have been my first run, I don't remember, but it kind of doesn't work well with the next part, and it will make you screw up pretty well. That's a really unfortunate thing. It's like, I think I did get through here at least once with a power-up, but never two. Unless I lost the other power-up early on or something. Kinda don't remember. Talking about things that haven't happened yet. I don't really have a problem with this. You don't really see thwomps and climbing used in this sort of way. And I like that, because, you know, usually you just go underneath the thwomp and that's the end of it. But here uses the thwomps in slightly more interesting ways. I mean, it's kind of slower, yeah, but it's the thought that counts. So, you know, it's pretty nice, I think. I don't have issues with it, and if I can say that about something, sometimes that's a really good thing to say about it. I rage quit on this part. Not for long though, only a few minutes, but I kinda had to. And you'll see why on the outtakes. Groan. The beginning part isn't really fun or necessary at all. I mean, what I'm doing, like, if I was doing it in a linear fashion, like, I like this. I don't mind maneuvering around the swamp, but to do it, then have to backtrack through it, get an item, and except for the shell, which the only reason why the shell wasn't used is because they're actually in, like, Koopas are in the level. You have to get all the items. I'm not really a big fan of this section. And I didn't show how I teleported a few times, jumping into the, like, it was vertical, and I teleported right through it, and I forgot to show that. So, I probably won't remember to put it at the end. So it might just randomly be at the end, if I remember correctly. I forgot that happened. Yeah, sometimes I just throw them over there, and it'd just be in placement, good for a double grab if I actually wanted to do that, which I never did, surprisingly enough. And this section is usually fine. It's I had issues with it after, like, the first time it worked beautifully, like, that's always how it works. It's always like the second and third and 20th time where it's just like, this is timed weird. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just all the game's fault. It took me a little while to figure out that little thwomp puzzle. But, you know, it's alright. I don't mind it. Don't mind it one bit. Actually, it's just kind of deep in. To figure that out. It's mainly just deep in because it's like you got that whole item ferrying section. Kinda cheese this part a little bit, but again, during the outtakes, you'll see why I do. Because, you know, forget it. I don't really feel like having something just randomly fall on my head that is, like, at the tippy edge of the screen, even if you're just in the middle. And, you know, that's kind of a dangerous setup there. Of course, here I'm just frightened like a I don't know. I don't really have an algorithm for that, so I'll just end the sentence there. And then, yeah, that's like you gotta... Well, you don't really have to. I guess you could rush it if you're confident enough, but you get a preview. It's like, it's there. It's there. Don't kill me, please. Yes, I didn't save that. That's the Frozen Crusade by Norpser. Okay. Norpser. That's a name. That is someone's username on the Talk House who may or may not still be active. Or may or may not even have that name anymore. I surely have no clue. And just don't call me Shirley or something. I forget the line. Okay, good. So I do get through it without taking damage. That makes my ego boosted a little bit. For absolutely no reason at all. That was an airplane reference. And I don't even know if I actually watched the movie. That's possible. I just don't remember. I just know that is a thing that happened. Gotta do this part again? Because the secret exit could have been the first half. Yeah, it's not the only bit you have to do over again to get to a pretty insane section for that length of played in. And I mean, I didn't die in it a whole lot, but enough to get to the point where I was, you know, thinking. I wasn't considering, but I was thinking, am I going to be able to get through this without a certain button being pressed? Which I won't press it, but sometimes it's like the thought, because it's all this section. It didn't work for me one time after I kind of had an idea of what to do. And I don't really like that. I mean, I like the solution, it's just really deep in to figure it out. And no, Windows, I don't want to update, and I will push you back another 4 hours until you can bug me again. Isn't that nice? I'm glad that this section actually provides a power-up, because there's 2 in the first half, none in the second. Don't really understand that design decision at all. You have to get this far in only the secret path to make it through that, and I guess you could technically take the low road, but whatever. What's the real point? You just do that. It's 2 tiles wide, so it's not too bad. Imagine if it was 1 tile wide. That'd be pretty silly. Yeah, this is pretty stressful. It's like not that bad except for this one part, which I have no idea how to get past. Don't really care. I knew I'd get hit there. That's why I was so happy to get past the saw blade section, because I knew I was going to take damage there, and I'm like, that's where I'm gonna damage boost. I'm fine with that. I just want to get through the level. And here I was just so terrified the up button would just randomly work, because on the SNES D-pad it's not really as like the vines part of Echoing Call. I was hurting because the directional buttons are not the most fun and accurate thing in the world. Wanna like this level, really badly wanna like this level. Has a pretty nice gimmick, but you know, it is a bit slow. Gotta put some complaint out there. I can't be completely positive. Come on. That really frustrates me about myself, and I apologize. But yeah, it's a good level. You know, it's a good level, bars for one section. For a while, and I don't show it, I could not make that jump for the life of me. Made it the first time through, couldn't make it. For a while I couldn't make it, and that's really too bad, but that's just kind of how I am for some reason. This is pretty alright for what I'm saying, and I did that. I don't know if, like, no, it wasn't on purpose, but it works just fine. The level gives you power-ups, but that's kind of silly because I'm pretty sure it requires you to lose all power-ups at a point. And that part I just have no idea how to get past without taking damage, and have no interest in finding out because the level's kind of too slow for me to want to. Okay, we're getting into parts that I don't agree with at all. We aren't there yet. We are there now. Okay, not exactly, but what I did is what I don't agree with. This level requires no ifs, ands, or buts you to use the screen scroll. And I remember, like, everybody I watch used the screen scroll in that segment, but I always thought, you know what, they're just making it easier, blah blah blah, that's just what people do. No, it's required. It is absolutely required. I guess you could tank a hit there, but... Okay, back from apparently not knowing how to edit. I was pretty sure I checked all these, but I guess not. At least it fits up just fine and all that stuff. I went up there and for some reason I was like, I have to take the down path because, you know, screen exits can be different on the same screen. Like, silly me. I just don't really think too much. Second half, kinda dumb, because it doesn't really do anything. And I'm surprised there's even a midpoint, and kinda has nothing to do with the gimmick. Did I read off who made that level? Who made that level? Tatanga. Okay. So the end boss for Super Mario Land 2 made that level. It's pretty crazy. Oh, there's my first death, so I don't have to actually show it on the later road. And what I do with these, I kind of like the first time I enter the level is where I go, when I enter it, I go to like a little bit after it says start, which is where I do my editing for fast forwards. Just a little tidbit if you don't notice, because it's not really things you notice. Like, when you don't edit videos, it's really not something that you would notice as much as someone who does do the video editing. Not to like be like, oh, elitist guy, I edit videos, man, I am so uber cool. Like, you are so lame because you don't make videos and edit them. Like, I really hope people don't take that section of the video seriously, because it sure wasn't at all. And not talking about the level at all. The music's nice. You know what? I like this level. Not a World 6 castle, mind you. Well, actually, you know what? No. If it had a midpoint, it wouldn't be. But yeah, there is some pretty tricky segments. But overall, it's not that difficult with the levels surrounding. But it's a World 6 castle, and it's a pretty good castle. It's got a focus and everything. But, yeah, there's not really a lot to say about it, so, yeah, like, I'll show the... Why are you bugging me? Did I accidentally put 10 minutes? I don't think I did, and that wasn't 4 hours that I've been speaking. Yeah, so I show, like, when I enter the first time, and then I'll show the winning run. So you can actually, like, kind of gauge... like with my lives, but also you can gauge pretty easily with my demos too, because, you know, that's a thing that exists. But apparently pits don't count, and Raokao's version just didn't count a whole lot of deaths. Yeah, like 100 and something in World 5, man, that's silly. I certainly cannot do that. I had 2000s. That's a obscene number. But yeah, this is a pretty pleasant level. Blizzard Bluffalo. Blizzard. I didn't think there was floor there until I walked on it. But yeah, that's misspelled in the super expensive Mega Man X. Does anyone, like, out there have it that they're willing to part with it for, like, not an uber insane amount? Because, you know what, $150 for just a cart? No, not really something that's gonna happen. Like, I can't imagine it's that rare. It's Mega Man, come on. God damn, Mega Man 7's like no different. Mega Man X2 got stupid. Yeah, that franchise, man. You know, it's like, hopefully Nintendo will Phoenix down him. I mean, they have him in the game that everybody seems to enjoy. I only played the Nintendo 64 version. Yell at me all you'd like. It's just have a random boo battle. I was a little afraid because I wasn't sure if there was going to be something non-vanilla. So I was pleasantly surprised to see this. So, like, it wasn't really that tough of a level, but I wouldn't have had it done nearly as quick. I would have died a few times to a few sections, because that's just how I roll. I just am forced to do silly things. So, you know, another range of quality levels played today. Or, I don't even know if that's the range of quality sections, because I don't think any of the levels played were entirely bad. But then again, that's also then again, that's also, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Yep, that's a storyline for you. I'm fine with the silliness, but I don't necessarily understand it. I don't know. Is it like random strings of Raocowism? Because that'd be pretty interesting. I just guess I don't remember my Raocowism as much as I did as a youngin'. Yeah. So here's the fail takes. I'm gonna take this time to do story time because I have not much to say over levels I already spoke over. So apparently someone named Carol has joined the talk house and has much interest in Jump. Now, Daizo seems to think this is the Carol. I'm not so sure personally. But if it is the real Carol, and, you know, you've been around town with these videos, you'd probably know my opinion of Carol, and the irony of the entire situation. Now, I respect his work, you know, it takes a lot of effort to be coding that sort of extreme, but you know, there's things about his design that I don't really agree with too much. And I don't really remember the Julius fight enough to have a good opinion of it. So I'm just gonna let that go for right now's arguments. But, you know, lots of his bosses, very much so waiting. You just wait around for the opening. Hope that you make damage, and have lots of damage to have happen. Brutal Mario, it's a first hack. I mean, it's, you know, with the coding, it's pretty good for a first hack. But lots of the levels don't really do a whole lot, and the main focus was the coding. But it's like, it was so flashy and edgy that people just put it on this pedestal. And it started lots of trends in ROM hacks, kind of not the best trends in the world. And there's like one other thing that I can't even think of right now, which is, oh, the music. Carol was the first guy to do the music in the SMWs. If I am not mistaken, I guess it could be Rummy or whoever, ROMEI, who got the sprite tool that everybody still uses. But yeah, he did the music, and he's got it all corruptism because he tested it in ZSNES. So that's kind of an issue I have. But, you know, it was the timing and the thing. I can't really be too harsh. If he wants to join Jump, that's cool. Let's see what he has to offer, you know? And it's gonna be ahead again, so this was a Terraformer, ending this now because it'll probably line up with the end of the video somehow.